This is the Simpit. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm Devin Booth. You're here in the booth at Kansas Speedway, and I am actually joined today by Joshua SteamKing Peterson. I'd like to go ahead and say hello, Josh. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Most excellent. Glad to hear it, my friend.
Everybody.
Hey, here the guys in the lobby starting to wish each other good luck. You're here for, I'm not sure, it was the sixth race? Sorry, I apologize, I have the wrong number.
Yes. Yes.
The sixth race for the Simpit Oval Series. We are actually going to take a look at our leaders to start things off here as they are running their pace lap, getting ready to start their race today. We have 110 laps, and leading from the quali is Nick Boyd with a 31.146. All within a tenth for the top four. Andrew White's in second, Dean Greer in third, and Mark Michkowski in fourth place. Joe Hildinger, first one with a 2:17 in fifth position, followed by Joa Antonio, Brandon Carl, Mike Weber, Brandon Skinner, and Wayne Roberts. Phil Scrutton, David Clymer, Jerry McMillan, Kenneth Estep, and David Warren, David Blair, Donald Warren, and Jerry Watson, and Mark Satok. Oh, sorry, that's a new name. Satkoyak. Or bring us back to the end of the grid for that one. I apologize for the name. Name screw up. And we're green. Josh has it called. We're just on time. Nick Boyd with a most excellent start right off the bat. Following behind him is Andrew White in that number 3 car, and Dean Greer in third position in the 92 Monster Mobile. Want to see how we file out here as everything starts to line up. No real battles to speak of. Nothing seems to be popping in at the moment. We do have a little bit of a spin out of the 66 car. That is Kenneth Estep dropping back to the rear of the field.
No yellow, but we'll keep going.
Yeah, I'll jump up back to our leader again real quick, make sure nothing's happened. Nick Boyd is currently wide up top in that 22 Simpit red and white truck, running the Chevy Silverado. Got himself Dean Greer, only 2/10 behind with Joe Hildinger, rounding out your top 3. Mark Michkowski, Andrew White, Joa Antonio, and Brandon Carl filing out the rest of that line. We do have a little bit of 2-wide action there. Mike Weber and David Clymer. David Clymer on the inside. Well, real close doors there, but Clymer manages to open it up, get the run. The 13 of Mike Weber hanging it out up top with the 9:59 of Brandon Skinner looking to capitalize on the inside. Coming up now, looking apparently at a top 10 from the looks of it here. Shook up the numbers a bit. We're going to have to see when we cross the line. The number 13 of Mike Weber now stuck up top. 420 of Phil Scrutton down below, looking to use Brandon Skinner in order to get himself up ahead, further up in the field. And it looks like we have a 2-wide on our leader.
Yeah, we do. Dean Gear and Nick Boyd. Actually, Dean Gear is now up into the lead with Hildinger and Michkowski right behind Boyd there.
Looking good as their nose to tail. The number 22 of Nick Boyd not giving it up. It looks up top as we come through the soft bits. And he's not going to get it, but with a little bit of... maybe he was looking at defending, I think. I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe.
But it looks like actually the number 25 of Joe Hildinger is going to end up being the one that comes out on top of this situation. He's got himself a low line, the 92 having to stay up a little higher.
I clipped the wall, Brandon.
We got ourselves a little bit of a situation farther out back. Let's scroll ourselves back here just to see. I didn't want to get off the leaders. Nothing too hairy. We got a couple guys running 2 wide. Back on our leaders because they're almost, and they are 3 wide as we come across the line on lap number 6 now. Number 25, Joe Hildinger. He's coming out on top of Michkowski right in behind on the 92 of Dean Greer. There could be some pushing going on, you never know.
Hildinger and Boyd just passed Gear like at the same time.
Yeah, Boyd back out front now, Hildinger down behind. With the 92, Dean Greer stuck up top. Mark Michkowski down below. Is he going to be able to push him wide, or is he going to hold him low? He's given plenty of space up top there, not really utilizing all the track that he's got. Let's see if that benefits him or not. In the long run, it looks like actually Dean holding up top suffered most. Number 25 and 22, Nick Boyd and Joe Hildinger, still up next to each other.
Yep. Ding into the lead. Though that highlight, oh, and there goes the boy right down to the apron now. Skowski follows.
Yeah, the
Though the
crossover.
leaders are staying mostly up high because this track has it's now progressively banked. The lower part of the turns is at 18 degrees. The upper part is at 20 degrees. So on the upper part of the turns, you can definitely get more speed, but the inside part of that turn is less radius to travel through. So you can give some inside edge.
Imagine that there's a lot to do with tire wear in that situation as well that would have to be considered.
Yes, indeed.
Still side
Oh,
by
didn't
side.
get it. Oh!
Oh, we've got ourselves.
Did you save
Kowski
it?
had done
Did you
too.
save it?
Yeah, Michkowski does manage to save it though. Looks like he's gonna manage to hold himself that
He's good.
about 6th position or so there. Does manage to keep it moving. Let's run ourselves back up and take a quick look. Joe Hildinger manages to come out front after a little bit of a scare, but just behind them. I think they probably just caused them a little bit of fear more than anything. They probably weren't in any danger. But Joe Hildinger out front now. Nick Boyd in 2nd position, 10th separating the leaders at this point. Joe Antonio, the one that really comes out on top of that situation, sitting now at the top of the podium with about 9/10 separating him from Nick Boyd. Another half second back, we have Dean Greer and David Clymer. Another half a second back from that, rounding out your top 5. Again, Mitch Kiske managed to hold on. Mark in that number 18 Billy Strange Racing Simpit car is now in 6th position. Doesn't seem to be too damaged. Josh, did you happen to take a close look at his car, or how is he doing? Looks like there's a little bit of a fold on the hood there.
Yeah, there's not too much damage on the car, it's just mostly minor, but it's not affect him too harshly.
Hopefully nothing to do with the suspension, as they say, right?
No.
Brandon Carl does seem to be getting himself pulled up behind, though. He's only 3/10 behind as they come in here. We're now on lap 11. And right behind Brandon Carl is Phil Scrutton in that 420 car. That's back to 8th position we're looking at. We do have a battle for 10th at the moment, or for 9th rather, with Jeremy McLam and Mike Weber switching it up.
Yep, the Papa John's and the Mountain Dew major.
Yeah, you know I'm a little
Major
biased. I'm a little biased to that purple on that Mountain Dew. It's a little pink for my taste, but you know I'll give it a strong pass as he looks down below and goes to make a pass of his own in that 13 Mountain Dew car. That's Mike Weber. Moving back here now, we have Wayne Roberts in the 47 Duff beer car. Truck, Jesus.
Yep.
Words Booth. Dylan Martins in 12th position. Andrew White back for 13th. Brandon Skinner in 14th. David Blair in 15th. Running all by himself there at the moment. Donald Warren also alone, and Kenneth Estep in 17th. I'm going to repeat the same last name. Jerry Watson in 18th, and Mark Sakawiak.
That's how I say it.
Sakawiak? Thank you. That one, I have the T after the K is tripping me up, I think. Sakawiak. We will get it eventually. In the 78 Busch car. Just holding themselves strong. They're making sure he stays clean. Back up to our leaders here real quick. We are on Joe Hildinger in the 25 car, still leading, 2/10 separating him, and Nick Boyd. Joe Antonio still holding down 3rd, with Dean Greer getting a little bit closer behind. We'll have to keep an eye on that battle. David Clymer in 5th, and Mark Michkowski in 6th position. Brandon Carl still holding behind. We're going to keep our eyes up here on Dean Greer and Joe Antonio. That's the Toyota and the Ford, respectively. The 92 and 31 trucks.
Yeah, and I can definitely see that gear. It's definitely drafting Joe there, and drafting on the mile and a half tracks isn't as big of an effect as, let's say, the super speedways of Daytona, Talladega, but more helpful than doing on the short tracks like Bristol.
And it does look, I mean, it depends, I guess, on the drivers themselves, but it seems to me like you've got Greer holding a slightly higher line on the entrance and through the corner, taking more of a diamond shape through the apex. That would save the tires, I would imagine. Could be playing the long game as we finish laps 15 on to lap 16. Again, 110 laps here today with the Simpit Oval Series. Again, Kansas Speedway is where we're at, just a little bit west of Kansas City. And we have, what is it, 4:30 p.m. at the moment? And it is a little bit cold, I guess. 66 Fahrenheit.
38.
19 degrees.
Yeah. We're using a temperature system that 0.001% of the world knows. Oh, damn.
Moving ourselves back up here. Let's see what we got. It doesn't look like Dean's going to make a move on Joa anytime soon. 4/10 now separating Nick Boyd and Joe Hildinger. 17 laps into the race. These top two managing to keep it strong up there with that little bit of a mix-up in the first handful of laps. Nice to see these guys running it clean, though. Knocking on wood for them. No yellows at the moment. We've got still Dean Greer looking to get up on Joe Antonio. Joe really using that apron, though, low across the start-finish line like that pretty consistently, opening up his corners, keeping that run out. I'd imagine if Dean wanted to, he could probably sit in that draft through that section and maybe hold on a little better. But again, maybe something to it with the tires running on a little bit more banking up there on the top. Looks like David Clymer getting pretty close, though. He is getting right up on the bumper. He's a little high at the moment, but you're going to watch him come down and get into that draft as we come across the start-finish line. He's creeping up on Greer bit by bit. Seems to be actually running really smooth on that high line. Really comfortable up there. Not even really using the draft, is he? And he's still picking up on them.
And not just the turns are progressively banked, but the front straightaway, the tri-oval has got a bit of progressive bank too. So the lower section is 9 degrees, the upper bit is 11 degrees. The only bit is not progressive banked is the back straightaway at 5 degrees. So
driving on the in-car now with David Clymer in 5th position. You can see the top 4 cars all ahead. Again, that's Dean Greer, Joe Antonio, Nick Boyd, and Joe Hildinger from back to front there. Again, the top 5. Speaking of the banking on these turns, you can really get a feel for it as we watch the bumper cam here. You can see the cars taking very different lines. Clymer, I'd imagine, going for a more conservative approach. He's just staying high and slipping back into the draft with more speed on the exit. 92 of Dean Greer actually making a bit of a mistake on that one. Dean's now definitely holding that apron as he comes across here. He's now on the low side. Get ourselves back to the exterior. The 92 of Dean Greer holding down low. The 242 of Dave Clymer up top. Clymer no longer going to have that draft on that higher line, though. Does it affect him? Not really. Greer just opting to slip in behind. That's Clymer now up into 4th position. Back to that bumper cam. Let's get the rear one. See if we can get an eye on that. No, Greer's slipping up on the inside still. He's not giving it back yet. He's making sure he's not losing that run. He's not opting to follow Clymer's line, but he did stick in there. There he goes. Now you can see him wiggling. He doesn't want to stay that high. It almost seems unnatural to him. As Clymer now starts to get a bit of a gap.
So far, that conservative bid for Clymer is definitely starting to work well for his strategy.
I would say so. Lap 22. Do you happen to know how many tire sets we have today, Mr. SteamKing?
Tire sets? No, I do not. But we do know that the instant penalties are 17x, and then DQ limits are 27x. One fast repair for these guys. So we're going to have to use that fast repair wisely.
And as far as we've seen, I believe up until this point, I think Mr. Mark in that 18 is the only one that we watched get damaged. We did hear, I believe, somebody say something, so we could assume maybe Ken or one of the guys a little bit farther back there did get into a bit of a tickle, but nothing big that we've seen. So the guys should be okay on X's. They are now running 24 laps of 110 across the start-finish line. And a quick run through our top 15. We have Joe Hildinger up in front, dominating. 4 positions up from his start. Nick Boyd is down 1 in 2nd position. Joe Antonio up 3 for 3, sitting in that podium spot. Again, 3 positions up. David Clymer, though, as usual, climbing the ladder, 8 positions from his start into 4th position in that 242 gray and red car that he's always driving. We're currently watching his rear bumper cam as we see a little bit of a fight going on back there. Dean Greer is rounding out the top 5 for the moment. Mark Michkowski in 6th. Brandon Carl in 7th. Jeremy McLam for 8th position. Wayne Roberts in 9th. And Mike Weber rounding out your top 10. Brandon Skinner, Dave Blair, Donald Warren, Phil Strutton, and Dylan Martins. Brings us back to the top 15 of a field dominated by Chevys, by the way. I have not said this yet, but, you know, the Silverado is winning the day. That Joey in that Ford's doing his best, and Dean's got that Yoda just pushing her hard, but...
Yeah, this whole series has been dominated by the Chevys. Been really the favorite. 15 Chevys compared to 3 Fords and one lone Toyota.
The lone Yoda. appropriate.
Road up there. Oh, Carl almost lost it out of turn 2 there. Touches the wall, saves it. It's it again. Yeah, it's alright.
Which car number are we on there? Roberts, you said?
77.
47?
77.
77, Carl.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Manages to hold on. Yeah, if you want to keep an eye on the action, we'll go back and take a look. Let me know if I'm missing anything there, though, Josh. We'll come back here and take a look. Looks like what we missed real quick there. Carl come out loose here. Looks like that's the exit of 4. I believe. Is it 2? He's coming onto the backstretch there. Wasn't quite caught up. Gets a little bit loose. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And touches the wall of the number 38. Going low. McLam and Wayne Roberts both gaining positions at 38 and 47 car respectively. And Brandon Carl managing to hold on to it though. Gonna pick up a little bit of damage, but nothing too big. Let's move ourselves back up live again. Brandon Carl managing to hold on to his position behind Wayne Roberts for the moment, but the Mountain Dew car of Mike Weber actually looking to make a position. That's the number 13. Once again, the I approve purple Mountain Dew Coors Light. All of the Rockies.
38 getting in this time.
All right, we are live. Let's get rid of that overlay and have ourselves a look at the leaders here. Joe Hildinger with a dominating lead. Did we have a pit? Is that what happened? What did I miss?
Canavista pitted, lap 24, 42.6 second stop. McLam's gonna pit right now. I think they got a little bit of damage.
We must have missed something while we were taking a look at the replay. Let's back ourselves up here real quick. Josh, keep an eye on our pits for us.
Yep. Meanwhile, on the front, we got a 4-car battle between Climber, Joa. Let's see. Oh, and also Boyd. Actually, a 3-car battle, but East Up is right in the middle of that. Miskowski has the pit road. Definitely due to the early race damage there.
Catching up on that battle. Joe Hildinger again out in the lead with a dominating lead at this point, but David Clymer now in second, Joe Antonio for third position. You've got the guys coming out of the pits starting to mix it up with the field. And at the East Step doing his best, I'd imagine, to just hold her clear. Nick Boyd now dropped back to 4th position and pulling into the pits as we speak. Dean Greer pulling in behind him in 5th.
Yep.
And we're going to see a shakeup of the positions. There's that
McLam
number
did lead
22
pit
in.
road. McLam did lead pit road of 42.5. Miskowski did lead pit road of 41.2. Andrew White comes into the pits there. So we can first glance of a couple pit stops. So sadly, most of them definitely due to early race damage. Some scrumbles, nothing major.
And correct me if I'm wrong, we do have one quick repair, I believe, in this series as well.
Yes.
Trying to catch our leader, and we ended up on the pace car there. Apologies, Joe Hildinger hanging it out front. Up 4 positions from the start.
Scott and Watson enter pit road at the same time as Nick Boyd and Dean Gear lead pit road, 41.2 and 42.1. Andrew White is going to lead pit road, 42.2. Oh, and then here comes Climber down the pit road, and also Joe Hildinger.
That's our leaders in, indeed. Hildinger's like just spinning his way around there as he pulls himself in. Is he loose? And we've also got, I think that's Dean Greer, Brandon Carl, and Dylan Martin's coming into the pits behind them. Josh will catch their times as they start to come back up, and while Josh is taking a look for that, I'm going to take a look at our leaders. Joe Antonio now up front, not pitted yet, so we'll have to see how that shakes out. Wayne Roberts in second, and Mike Weber rounding out our podium for the moment pre-pit.
So carry comes to pit road. Joe Watson, 43.6. Will Scotton, 48.4. Mike Weber and Ben Skinner come to pit road. Joe Hildinger, 42.6. David Clymer, a 42 even. Warren Lees, a 41.7. Golf, 41.2. And Dylan Martins, he's pit road, a 43.6.
It sounds like we've got some more popping in there. And there goes our current leader, Joe Antonio himself in as well, followed by Wayne Roberts. And I believe that's Nick Boyd. Oh, Dave Blair coming in as well there, pitting from 3rd position at that point. And we'll keep moving ourselves back around. We'll see if we can find our current leader. for the moment, looks like we're kind of half lost here. I think we're going to be somewhere over hereabouts. We will have to wait and see as the pits shake everything up and everybody gets himself out. Looks like pretty much everybody's been in at this point, though. Let me have a nice little scan through our leaderboard. Sorry for the jumpy camera. My apologies on that. But yes, absolutely. It looks like we have had everybody in at this point for our first pits. Watching Dave Blair coming out of pits at the moment. Josh, you want to run through our pits laps for us real quick from 1 to 10?
So for first place to 10th place, the it just pitted between lap 28 and 34. So that definitely seems to be the sweet spot to pit. That means we're going to see another pit stop, but I might see a third one at the very end of the race.
60 and 90 if the trend holds true, eh? All right, and thank you for that. I appreciate you. That let me get a handle on our leaders here. We have Nick Boyd out front, currently running low on Mark Setkoyuk. And we have in behind him Joe Hildinger there and Mark Michkowski running for second and third respectively. As we cross the line, we're now done 36 laps here at the Kansas Speedway. These boys are running at strong. Hildinger and Boyd. Looks like Boyd, whatever happened to drop him back, he got that position back in the pits, pitting 2 laps later, and having a 1.2 second faster pit time than his competitor Joe Hildinger in second position. Again, that's Mark Michkowski in third position. The battle for 3 separated by... Oh, sorry, my counter's got 42.5 to 41.3. Yours is more exact than mine.
42.6.
Yeah, yours is more exact than mine. I'm sorry.
Side by side.
Side by side, the leaders, yep. Nick Boyd low on Joe Hildinger in the 22. Nick Boyd's going to come out behind Mr. Hildinger at this point. He's got it. As we come across the front stretch, Joe Hildinger hanging it low on that apron. You see a lot of the guys running that low line through there. Mark Setkoyuk in behind Mark Michkowski in that 19, just using that draft to hang on there. Probably doesn't want to be more traffic, I'd imagine. Dean Greer in that 92 in fourth position, followed closely behind by Dave Clymer. Same pit schedule pretty much as the first two there, 30 and 32. We could see a little bit of a shakeup there. We'll have to watch and find out. Joe Hildinger still hanging the lead. Nick Boyd still hot on his tail. 10 separating these two. Lap 40 now, 110.
We got Clymer battling out. Anybody else?
Yeah, I was just taking a look at Clymer. He's still running that high line there.
It's also Don Warren and Brandon Carr for 10th and 11th. And then the last 3 cars at the back are chilling out.
Scrolling through our field at the moment, just having a look. As our man SteamKing just confirmed, not a lot of battles going on. We've got quite the spread out field. Honestly, though, this is nice to see a lot of respect from the drivers. You heard an apology here, a good luck there, and you've seen lots of respect out on track. It's an excellent race to be had. These guys all doing strong in their own right. We scroll ourselves back here. We're back on the leaders here. Joe Hildinger. Run ourselves through our top 15 at the moment as we finish lap 42 of 110. Joe Hildinger in first, again up 4 positions, holding that lead. Nick Boyd down 1 for 2. Was qualified pole, now holding second position, doing a good job running in behind Hildinger there. Mark Michkowski in third. David Clymer in fourth. Dean Greer in fifth. Joe Antonio, Jeremy McLam, Wayne Roberts just making the pass for 7th. Actually, at the moment, switching Jeremy McLam and Wayne Roberts from 7th and 8th, respectively. Mike Weber and Brandon Skinner round out our top 10. Donald Warren, Brandon Carl, Andrew White, David Blair, and Jerry Watson bring us back to 15th position. G'day, Neil. How are you doing? Hope you're well, sir. And of course, anybody else that happens to be lurking, we appreciate you guys as well. We are coming back again with the broadcasts for the Simpit Oval Series. At the very least, we're looking at doing potentially a couple of series broadcasts. We'll see how that goes, but there was a couple of the Oval guys in particular that enjoyed them, so we decided to bring them back, and we've got ourselves a co-host, Mr. Joshua SteamKing Peterson. Thank you for hanging out, Josh, once again. Much appreciated.
You're welcome.
Got quite the gap developing now. Joe Hildinger and Nick Boyd, 8/10ths separating these two. Mark Michkowski with David Clymer as we go to take a look on the outside. Making the move, running that high line. David Clymer still just climbing the field. Sorry, the camera's got a little bit screwy on us there because Clymer and Michkowski keep switching positions. The cameras don't know which one I want to follow. I'm trying to get on Clymer. There we go on the 242 as he makes the pass for third position now up onto the podium. Watching Clymer follow that drastically different line. I feel like there's something to it. I mean, we know Clymer, right? So there's got to be some intelligence to this. He had to have practiced this. He has to know what he's doing. Guys, he's probably got to like switching wheels during pit stops so he can make sure he's maintaining that exact line with tire wear. Like maybe even switching pedals.
Who knows? He's got the whole collection.
Mark Michkowski, though, is no one to scoff at. Another good racer, as is Joe Hildinger and Nick Boyd. In previous seasons, these guys have all been contenders for your top 5, top 3 kind of positions. A lot of the seasons, though, tend to be dominated by one driver or another. Josh, do you happen to have handy the current season standings for our drivers? As we take a look, Joe Hildinger in first. And Nick Boyd in third, David Clymer in third. These guys having quite the fight, even though there's gaps between them now. They come out of pits, they run through traffic, and they're all together, just like that.
Alright, yes we do. So Michkowski does lead Clymer in the standings by 2 points, 202 to 200. Hildinger, third place in the standings, 194. And then Brennan Carr, Wayne Roberts, David Blair, Jim McLamb, Brennan Skinner, Joe Antonio, and Andrew White in 10th for the standings.
Perfect, thank you, sir. And as Josh was talking there, we got him looking. We're looking at our top 5. That again is Joe Hildinger, Nick Boyd, David Clymer, Joe Antonio, and Mark Michkowski. Kushki, sorry, apologize, Mark. Dean Greer sitting in 6th. In that 92 car as we scroll ourselves back. Dwayne Roberts in the 47. Mike Weber in that 13. He's actually doing fairly well there, managing to hang on to that 8th position from where he started. Jeremy McLam currently up 4 for 9th. And Brendan Skinner in that 959. Somebody we also tend to see a lot of moving up in the field. Currently down 1, but there's still plenty of race to go as we're on lap 49 of 110, just about at our halfway mark. Donald Warren got quite a little bit of a run there. Coming up on the inside now of our man Skinner there. Warren looking to make the pass in the 16 Geico truck. Another Silverado running strong here at Kansas Speedway. Brandon Carl in 12th position as we look away from that battle for 10th and 11th there. And 13th, David Blair. David No Tires, David Danger, whatever you want to call him. He's a solid dude and a helpful admin over with the Simpit crew. And he's running himself fairly well today, up 3 positions into 13th. Andrew White down 12 at the moment into 14th, but we know Andrew practices a good bit. He's a newer sim racer, and he's come a long way, so that he is not somebody to count out at the moment. He can definitely scratch his way back. There's, again, plenty of time to race, and as much as I'm knocking on wood so it doesn't cause them a yellow flag, we haven't had one yet, which leaves plenty of time for one. Jerry Watson currently in 15th position, up 2. Dylan Martins with Phil Scrutton hot on his tail there for 16th and 17th respectively. Jumping back, we have Kenneth Estep currently getting lapped by Joe Hildinger. That just brings us back to our leader. Estep is in, was that 18th position? I apologize, went the wrong way there. And it looks like 19th is Mark Asetkoyak, and he is back there in the traffic as well. Nick Boyd trailing our leader by 2.1 seconds. Hildinger managing to make good passes on the traffic, keeping himself moving up there. and not getting hung up. I'd imagine we missed a spot there where Nick got hung up. Clymer moving his way up by quite a bit, and Mark Michkowski's actually dropped back now to 5th position, Joe 4th, and Clymer still holding that high line. Let's take a look on Joe's bumper here. Lap 53. Joe Antonio down low. Let's see the crack down right next to the apron. Joe is just getting close to her there. And as we come across the apron, looks like actually Clymer opting to go lower now than he was before. But again, through the corner, Clymer up high. Everybody else choosing to go pretty low. Interesting to see. I'm wondering if that high line up there is going to hold the whole time, and I'm also wondering if maybe that center line is getting kind of terrible. If you think about it, you've got to have the rubber from the low and high just getting pushed all up in that middle area, and you keep seeing cars that miss the low line understeering out, right? Got to be getting difficult.
Yep.
Placement of the cars got to be important.
Yeah, sorry about my walkway moment there.
No problem, buddy.
Thank you, David.
I have a mouth.
Family
Don't
stuff,
stop.
I'll say.
All good. Currently watching Joe Antonio's bumper cam right now. Kenneth Estep dropping low, not getting into that battle. Oh, David Clymer with a bit of a wiggle. That's going to give Joe a bit of a run as they both come by Nick Boyd in that 22. Move ourselves over here. Nick Boyd up top. Joe Antonio down low. David Clymer up high. Nick Boyd inadvertently getting put onto that Clymer line, which might help him in the long run from losing any positions. Absolutely, he's managing to keep his pace now with Joe Antonio dropping into the draft there. Not going to see him lose any more than that, but he is managing to hold himself on.
Climate just almost touched the wall there. But we do have Weber and East up on pit road.
We got our another set of pits coming in. We did say 60 and 90, if that was memory serves correctly here. Dylan Martin's had himself a little bit of an issue, slowed down. Joe Hildinger going down on the inside now. David Clymer up to 2nd position, currently up 10. He's the mover and shaker for the day in that 242. Simpit gray and black. Gray and red, rather. Sorry. Apologies. I'm terrible.
McLam comes to pit road. Another thing I forgot to mention is that here comes Clymer. We're definitely just past the halfway point here at Kansas. And here comes Nick Boyd.
That is correct. 1 lap pass, to be exact. These guys are coming in on lap 57. A lot of our leaders here. And we will let Josh carry the pit times as the pit cycles go through, and we'll do our best to keep the camera from being too crazily jumpy while that happens. Papa John's number 38, Jeremy McLam, currently out.
Jay Watson comes down.
Speeding.
First guy on pit road in his box. McLam leaves with a 41.8 seconds. Phil Scruton leaves 44.6.
Looks like David Clymer is right in there behind him. What do we got?
Miskowski also on pit road.
Looks like Clymer came out with a 41.8.
Yep, 41.8.
Correct? Perfect.
Yep. Watson 43.2.
We're going to keep our eyes on Clymer again. You got SteamKing there in your ear, making sure he keeps us notified as to what's going on with the pits. We're watching Clymer because he was in 2nd position as they went in. We keep an eye on that as everything starts to rotate out to see where he ends up. He is in traffic. That could cause some problems for him, but the way that he's driving with that upper line, who can say?
Mark Miskowski leaves 40.8 seconds. Nick Boyd 1:20. So quite a bit of an oof right there. Maybe probably I think it was a penalty, but it could be damage.
Yeah, you have to wonder about that one. That's a good bit of extra time. I don't think that would be tires or anything like that.
I think it was it might be just speeding on pit road.
Yes, that is quite possible.
Because of a pit speed limit is 45 miles an hour. And rest of the world numbers. That is 72.5 kilometers an hour. That is fun. Dylan Martins comes to pit road, and also Joe Hildringen comes to pit road.
At the moment, Climber sitting in 11th. Again, that's what we got to. Oh! Phil Scruton getting loosey-goosey, managing to keep it out the wall in that 420, currently running 17th position. He seems to be having an issue. He definitely caught something on that front or right-hand side. On the grass, slowing her down, bringing her in. I'd imagine he's going to be taking it easy. He's got some issues. That front right tire is not looking good. A little bit of taco up there on the bumper.
Yep, been looking happy.
What's this here? Dylan Martins also seeming to have some issues after coming out here.
Yep, you see mows the lawn here. In that turn 2.
And I did tell you, don't discount our man Andrew White, currently running 7th position as we scroll our way back up through the field. Brandon Carl up to 6th, David Blair in 5th. All these guys, they are going to be pitting here fairly shortly, but with this strategy, depending on what happens, maybe they're able to stay out for the rest of the race and they don't have to do that final pit. We'll have to see if these guys are going for 2 or 3 pit strategies at this point. Scrolling our way up here. Joe Antonio currently holding 2nd position, rather. We'll hang on to him for a bit as we wait for him to jump in the pits. And there he goes.
Martins comes down pit road, and yep, as you said, Joe Antonio into pit road.
Eyes on Joa as he pulls his way in here. Currently pitting, he cost the line 6th position. Getting passed by the other guys. Kurt was running 2nd when he pulled in. McLam, one of our earlier pitters, in 14th position at the moment as things start to shake their way out. Brandon Carl is in 5th. David Blair in 4th position. Way to go, Dave. Using them pit cycles. Yeah, Philip Scruton down 18th. Currently going low on Brandon Skinner, but they are on vastly different tires at the moment. Skinner up high. I'd imagine going to be looking to get down low and get his pit in as soon as possible.
Joe Antonio be joined 1.9. Don Warren and Andrew White on pit road. And Andrew White leaves his pit box. 45.3.
We'll have to watch as he comes around. We'll see what position he's in. Wayne Roberts currently holding the lead. Again, he's one of the early pitters. So lap 34 is when he went in last. He will be coming in soon, I'd imagine. I'd say probably another lap, eh? Coming in for 68 would make sense.
Yep, Martin's a minute 20. Probably another speedy on pit road penalty. I could definitely get you. Zakariak on pit road, so it's Brandon Carl and Brandon Skinner.
So everybody just about in at this point. As we scroll our way back, Joe Antonio flying by Dave Blair, who's still out on his 2nd set of tires there. We can expect him to pit fairly soon here. Scroll our way back through the field. I'm going to take a quick moment to remind you guys. I mean, I know where you're at here, obviously. You know where you're at, rather. Simpit Live here on Twitch. I appreciate it, guys. If you wanted to watch the replay of the race later on, Simpit Live on YouTube is where you can catch that. And a quick mention, of course, patreon.com/thesimpit. If you guys wanted to take a quick look at that website there, that is the best way to support what we're doing over here with the Simpit. Sean now has a few helpers and stuff like that that are going on, making sure we keep the racing good and getting some extra production stuff up for you guys to make sure that there's lots of content for the Simpit crew. We also, again, like I said, Simpit Live YouTube channel is open for uploads from other people from the community, so if you guys would like to contribute that way, by all means, let us know. And we can, by all means, look to facilitate that. And we would appreciate, like I said, the patreon.com/thesimpit. If you wouldn't mind taking a look and seeing if there's something there for you, get access to the Simpit-only Discord immediately with the base tier. And then from there, there are little benefits that we've added as you go up. David Clymer is who we've been following, just kind of waiting for the pits to round their way out here. Looking like we're about at that point where everybody has pit. Just looking now.
As we got lap 69.
That's right, on to 70 now of 110. David Clymer holding that lead. We chose the man to watch. Joe Hildinger was in on lap 61, down low on David Clymer at the moment. Clymer holding that high line, though, not looking to defend it. He's probably going to come back in the long run. If Hildinger pushes out those tires, we'll have to watch and see as we have some two-wide action out of our leaders here at Kansas Speedway.
And Hildinger takes the lead from Clymer.
You got it, a nice move down low, keeping her strong, but Clymer's going to be running that draft now, and we're going to watch. Here he goes. Hildinger down low, Clymer staying up high. Clymer's going to have that loss in the beginning, but as we come through the exit of the corner, as you mentioned, carrying more speed through the top end and still got that draft. Right now, Hildinger has those tires that's allowing him to keep that grip on that lower edge. But the longer this race goes on, the longer that advantage is lost. Andrew White just three positions from our top 10 at the moment. Sitting in behind them as the traffic for our leaders there. Mark Michkowski in third position in that number 18 car. Still running fairly strong there. Again, he's our current points leader, if that was correct, right? With 202?
Yep.
There we go. This is our season leader at the moment, Mr. Mark Michkowski. Moving our way back here. David Blair currently in 14th position. Nick Boyd for 15th now. Nick Boyd struggling. I believe that was the pit issue that struck him there. Dean Greer is running in 4th position. Down one from his start, but still not out of the fight yet. Mark Setkoyak in 18th position there. That Bush 78. And looks like we got Dylan Martins as our last car there on the field. Mike Weber rounding out your top 5. In the I-approved purple Mountain Dew Coors Light car. Way to go, Mike. I like it.
The Major Lemon.
I'm happy with your car. I'm glad you're in 5th position. Good job, Mike. Definitely no broadcaster bias here. Moving our way back up here. Taking a quick look. Hildinger's managed to get a second gap on Clymer through traffic as he passes Andrew White at this point. Separating them now. Hildinger with a pretty good lead, up 4 positions for that first spot there. And again, Clymer up 10 for second. The mover and shaker of the day, also a podium holder. Look at Clymer go every time.
Yep.
PFR, how's it going, brother? Neo again, hello, hello. Hope you guys are well. Thank you guys for coming to hang out, those of you guys that are lurking.
Yeah.
And of course, those of you guys in Futureland.
Yeah. Only 12 cars on the lead lap, about 19.
And we're
Chevy's running 1, 2, 3.
just finishing the 75th lap on to 76. Watching Dave Clymer in 2nd position in one of those aforementioned Chevys. Like you said, the Chevy's absolutely dominating the season here. Clymer's high line at the moment not really seeming to work out for him. Joe Hildinger 1.6 up and seems to be getting slowly, bit by bit, further ahead. But in just a moment, we should start to see David Clymer start to tickle on Andrew's draft. Depending on how well Andrew manages to hold on to Joe, we'll have to keep an eye on this and see. If we look at the moment, Andrew's doing a pretty good job running kind of a central line through the turn there and holding the draft on Joe. Gets up next to him a little bit and holds on to that draft for a little bit longer. Andrew White pitting 64, Hildinger on 61. Andrew actually going for the pass on the outside. Looking like Hildinger maybe struggling a little bit. Maybe they're using each other's draft to keep him up there. We'll have to watch and see. David Clymer 1.9 back on Joe at the moment, so it's not like Clymer is catching up with whatever's happening between these two here. Andrew White out in front at the moment. Again, Joe Hildinger's our leader. Andrew's a lapped car, but Hildinger seems to be using him to keep that run on Clymer. Not fighting for the pass, but then fighting to keep up so that he can use the draft. Seems to be the case here. Them two Chevy Silverados.
Andrew White is actually the leading lapped car in 13th.
So he's just trying to keep himself on the right lap at this point.
Yeah.
Jimmy. Doing the best he can. Now run real quick through the top 15 again. We got Joe Hildinger out front, up 4 positions. Currently holding that lead. That's who we're watching here. David Clymer in second, up 10. 2.3 back at this point. Slowly falling back, but we know the line he's running is good for later in the stint here. Mark Wichkowski in third position, Dean Greer in fourth, and Wayne Roberts in fifth. Joe Antonio, Mike Weber, Jeremy McLam, Donald Warren, and Jerry Watson bring you back to the top 10. Brandon Skinner, Brandon Carl, Andrew White, David Blair, and Nick Boyd give us our top 15 for the moment. Nick Boyd, unfortunately, one of our higher qualifiers. Andrew White as well, down 14 and 11 positions, respectively, those two. It's sad to see it. Hopefully they'll be able to come back in the future races. There's 2 more left to go after this one here at Kansas, and then we'll be doing our mid-season break, at which point we'll figure out a little bit more about the broadcast stuff, and maybe we'll come back next season as well, but we will be here for the next 3 races.
Yep, next Thursday we're going to be at Darlington, and the Thursday after that, on the 20th, we're going to be at the finale at Dover. And there's no Dynaco piston truck race of any sort.
Whoa, David Clymer running into some issues here, dropping into the pits. What is going on? Lap 81, David Clymer into the pits. I don't see any damage. I didn't see anything wrong with him. Is he going for the early pit, maybe?
I don't
81? 81, yeah, he could be. Late pit, early pit, taking tires on the early could be a thing. Dennis Harris, hey, my man, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in. Deffer and Neo, you guys as well. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Those of you guys in chat, and thank you guys as well. Those of you that are lurking, we appreciate you guys coming to show some support. Many gracias. And there he goes, David Clymer coming out. Now, this is a weird pit. He was just in lap 55 or something like that, going in now on 81, doing a bit of an off pit. I believe he's the first one in. Clymer is currently our mover shaker on the field. He's also holding a high line, so that tire line or whatever it is that he's doing up there, plus this early pit, may be something that works out. We will have to keep an eye on Mr. Clymer as he comes out 10th position now, a lap down from our leaders. 12th position. It's ticking back, 13th position. We'll have to watch as he comes around here. Yeah, fuel to the end, and tires maybe. We'll have to wait and see. If you guys missed it earlier, it was right around lap 30 and around lap 60 were our first two. So we expected one around 90, but this 80, 81, 82 pit. That's a little early. We'll have to watch and see. Currently, car 14 passing, or sorry, currently in 14th position, passing Mike Weber in that 6th position, 13 car. And he's going to have a lot of speed now. He's got them fresh tires. He's up on the top. He's pushing it strong. We've got ourselves the number 92 down into the pits at the moment. But the other guys are starting to pit now. He's not alone here. We're going to keep our eye on this Clymer thing, though. We know that our leader, Joe Hildinger, was out in front by a good bit. It's like a 3.5 second gap between him and Mark Wichkowski at the completion of the last lap. Hildinger in. There you go. This is it. So this has got to be at the early pit for the early tires and the early fuel. We'll have to see. Clymer went in first. Does that work out for him or not?
Wichkowski also joins Hildinger. So does Joe Antonio.
Excuse me. Dennis Harrison chat saying David is being sneaky. I would imagine so. Clymer has been known to do some trickery. We have seen him do some crazy pit stuff in the past.
Yeah, trying to snub a win, maybe.
Force everyone to pit early, knowing that he runs that higher line. Trick everybody into it. Maybe they'll wear their tires running that lower line, and he'll be able to hold it. We'll have to see, though. If any of those top 5 guys decide to stay out till, let's say, 95, maybe that inner line will be strong enough for them to catch and pass. It's going to be interesting to see how it works. Currently up to 11th position now, so he is gaining as the pit cycles start to wear out now. Arnold Warren currently in the pits.
Chevy's got a 10-car lead, which is, half the field.
Dominated by Chevys. Got ourselves Mike Weber and Brandon Skinner in the pits now as well. It's going to give Wayne Roberts and Carl a position.
But that's only because the Chevys make up literally 3/4 of the whole field. So there's some strong favoritism. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel some heavy bias to one brand here.
There's no commentator bias whatsoever, but Chevys are better. So it's a good choice on the drivers.
We got 3 Fords and a Toyota. What are we saying? The Toyotas are bad? I'll just the wall a bit.
Oh, yeah, we got ourselves Wayne Roberts up top from the 4th position. He's got himself up into the wall, but it looks like he's going to hop down into the pit, so...
Yep, he is.
He'll be all right. Excuse me.
That means...
Climber up to 6th position now.
That means Carl is going to be the leader.
Yeah, that's right. Brandon Carl currently leading. We'll see when he decides to pit. He's currently in the pit here. Sorry, his last pit was 66. Andrew White in 3rd, pit 64. David Blair 68 in 4th behind him. Those are the last guys on the old pits. Oh, old tires, rather. David Clymer dip duck dodging and diving his way past Kenneth Estep. Now Phil Scruton he's going to be looking at.
So if I'm correct, we're going to have Hilton, Clymer, and Miskowski in the top 3. Maybe by the mid-90s, late 90s for the laps. Give or take.
All right, we've got your predictions out. Now, who do you think is going to win it? Does Clymer's pit strategy work out? I'm going with trusting in Clymer and his wheel rims.
I think Clymer might have this. It could pull a move off that might do it. I might seal the win for him. But we're definitely going to see how it gets from Hilting.
Dennis Harris has his money on Mark. You hear the way Josh is talking. He's got his eyes on Hildinger and Clymer, and I'm on Clymer. We will have to wait and see.
Miskowski can win this, but he's going to have to pass Clymer and Hildinger to get a win. That's 2 cars there. Not possible, but the laps are diminishing.
Yeah, very true. 2 cars and strong cars that he has to pass. But he is currently 2 points up on the standing, so he's going to be fighting for it. We'll have to watch and see how his strategies work out. He was in on lap 85, so he's got 4 lap fresher tires than Clymer. We'll have to see. Currently about a second separating them. No, 2 seconds, rather. My apologies. Slightly fresher tires, yes. Slightly fresher tires. You guys do have your standings up on the top left there, your relative up on the top right. Obviously, there you can check there. Some limited information for yourselves there. I just wanted to make sure you had some stuff. I didn't want to overwhelm you, but at least you got something there. It's our commentator's job to keep you in on what is going on here as Andrew White comes out of the pits.
Yep.
David Clymer up to 4th position now. David Blair still yet to pit. Hildinger. He's out.
Yep.
Fresh tires ahead of Clymer still. We'll have to watch and see. Hildinger might have this in the bag. It's really going to depend on them tires. Deciding to go in early might really work out for him.
Now, Carl is yet to pit, though. Same for Blair, but they're going to be pitting probably very soon.
Yeah, Hildinger, Blair and Carl, I'm pretty sure they're going to be in right away there. David Blair currently getting passed by Clymer up on the high side there. Looking like that's what's going down with this one. Blair going to be pitting soon, I would imagine. Brandon Carl as well. Carl, though, holding a currently pretty strong gap on Hildinger, so he's not feeling any pressure. Blair is here. Now let's move ourselves actually up and take a look. Hildinger there.
Take it, Ken.
Brandon Skinner close behind him in that 9:59, 12th position at the moment. Also on his fresh tires, though, pit lap 87, so Skinner looking to probably hold that 12th position. Maybe give a couple more, get himself into the top 10, depending on the tires go. We'll have to watch and see.
Yeah.
Michkowski 3.5 back on Clymer at the moment. You are correct. We will have to watch and see. Michkowski running that low line. Clymer, I'd imagine, still running up top. Let's get ourselves into that bumper cam.
Caution, caution.
We've
Yellow,
got
we got a
ourselves a caution. Do we know
The
what
first
caused it?
yellow of the night. Who caused the banana peel?
Yeah, it's the first one. Many laps into the race. I don't know if I can find it.
don't know. I don't know either. Maybe it was just simple damage on the track. Or, let me see.
I have a pretty good strategy for this, and I don't see the sideways car. Usually, if you pause it when he says
All right,
caution,
who committed the party foul?
you can find it, but yeah, we don't. This caution is a mystery.
I don't. Yeah.
Brandon, I figured you were happy about that.
Oh.
I'm a little bit happy.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see it. We've got two spotters here to check it
I
out.
don't
Neither of
see
us
it
can
either.
figure out what
Maybe-
in the heck is happening. This caution
I
came
was
up out of
thinking-
nowhere.
I was thinking one of the drivers, maybe spilled some damage or parts onto the track, or maybe
You wouldn't mind
you
sharing
know,
that set of tires
did
you
a
got?
sake, pit road, not going to pit road maneuver.
No.
He'll hit the
But-
wall, but that's all I can see. Watson pulls down low. Let's
I'll
fill
donate
wide.
him my 2 old front right.
I don't know. Not really sure. We got ourselves a phantom caution. Oh well, it is what it is. We'll run ourselves back up to our leaders, get our cameras back up live again. Oh my goodness, lap 98. Man, there's only 12 to go, my guys. This is getting a little bit feisty now. David Clymer, Joe Hildinger, Mark Michkowski all bunched up tighter than a mother humper. These guys are close together at this point. We got ourselves lap 98 coming to a close. That ugly pace car leading. We're not even going to talk about that. I mean, look at it. Ugh. What the heck is that
It's,
thing?
act-
Get out of
it's
here with that.
actually it's actually like a Ford
Oh. Ugh.
Volkswagen mesh up something, maybe a cross between a Jetta and a
I don't know how we didn't see
one of
this
those
earlier.
fusions.
It's a disaster is what it is. It's like
It's like a Jetta and a
Ford-
Fusion made low or something.
a Volkswagen Fjord Audi.
But here's
It's
the
like
thing,
an R8.
it does have a cockpit. If you want to check that out.
It's a Ford R8 is what it is. It's a Fjord R8 Volkswagen Jetta.
I think he said like, yeah, you should pop into the cockpit. It's got this weird fang vision or something. I see like 2 lines poking out of the windshield.
Are we on one to go, sir? Is the pace lap in on this lap? Or are we in on the next one here? We should be getting close. We got these guys starting to line up here. At the 25, Joe Hildinger down low, 242. David Clymer up top. Mark Michkowski in 3rd position. Wayne Roberts in 4th. Joe Antonio in 5th. Dean Greer, Mike Weber, Jeremy McLam, Donald Warren, Brandon Carl, David Blair, Brandon Skinner, Nick Boyd, Andrew White, and Kenneth Estep bring us back to 15th position. Cars are stacking up. They're getting close here. Here we go. I think it'll be the next lap because it looks like they're a little bit gapped yet, but we should see them all getting stacked up here right away. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Lap 101, I believe, is our green.
Yeah.
Dave Blair, good luck.
Dave Blair,
you.
good luck. Does he have new tires on? You pit lap
Dave has
97.
tires,
He's got
Blair.
brand new Blair. Yeah. David
Yeah,
has
he-
tires, Blair. You heard it from the chat.
That's
Lights out on the pace car. That's right.
The only way to kill
It's
the
time.
Badger is
No,
to
lights are
win at
still
the track
on.
where they got
It's
its
still
nickname
on.
at.
Huh? It's still on. Now they're off. Now they're off.
There they go. We got this.
They go.
Listen, point still stands. Green on 101. Okay, I kind of knew what I was doing. Just don't think too hard about it. All right, guys, here we go. One more run through the top 10. Joe Hildinger, David Clymer, Mark Michkowski, Wayne Roberts, Joe Antonio for your top 5. Dean Greer, Mike Weber, Jeremy McLan, Donald Warren, and Brandon Carl for the top 10. Green this lap, my boys. 101 for the green. 100 laps completed at the end of this one. Here we go. Thank you guys once again for coming to watch it. I much
This one of
appreciate
them,
it.
Loose tire on pit road.
Look at them
Like NASCAR through last Sunday.
beautiful Chevys. Look at all them Silverados.
Chevy League 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just ignore that Ford and that Toyota that are mixed up in there. It's fine. We don't need to talk about them.
Yeah, they're like, meh. But when we start, it's going to be 10 to go.
All right, here we go. We're getting ready, bumper to bumper. Boogity boogity, let's go racing. Here it goes, boys. Pace car's getting ready to pull ourselves off. We got Joe Hildinger setting the pace in that 25 down low. 242 of David Clymer is up top with the 18 of Mark Michkowski down low in that third position. And, of course, Wayne Roberts, don't forget about him in the 47 up top. Joe Hildinger with a good run, taking it out strong. David Clymer up top in that second position. Mark Michkowski holding it down low. We know with those good tires that Michkowski can get that run. It all depends on how much room he's going to give Clymer and what Clymer's able to do with it. Clymer now falling back into third position. Wayne Roberts in fourth. He's still got that bumper, though. He's right close, ready to make a move. Looking up for third position. Clymer's still up top. Here we go. Yellows do generally big yellows, but I'm going to knock on wood. The 18 of Mark Michkowski up top. Looking for that second position. Joe Hildinger holding her down low. Looking good. But Michkowski looking strong up top. That call out of Harris there, I believe, might be worth paying attention to. Michkowski could take it. Michkowski, listen, I'm trying to say it fast, so you shut your mouth, T. All right, I'm sorry, Mark, but you're doing good. Just take the praise. Joe Hildinger down low. Mark Michkowski up high. I got it right that time in the 18 and the 25, respectively. Here we go. 47 of Wayne Roberts down low. Clymer dropping back to fourth position. Uh-oh, that
racing at the front here.
Yeah, we got ourselves a drag. It's 103. As we come through here, they're looking like nose to tail at the moment, but the 18 up top of Mark Michkowski is going to be able to get that run. Oh, and Wayne Roberts with a hard up top. Going to put that block on David Clymer. Clymer now knocked back into fourth position. Get off the pace car, you stupid camera. The 31 of Joa Antonio looking down low, making moves, getting himself up into the mix here as David Clymer gets knocked back down to fifth position. It's all because I said that Clymer was going to get it, that he's falling back like this. We've got some contact. Mark Michkowski goes high. Absolutely. We've got ourselves Joe Hildinger coming out on top, down low. Wayne Roberts in second. Michkowski now 3 wide, dropping it back next to the number 13 in the I Approve Mike Weber's Mountain Dew car. He's got himself some damage. He's dropped right back. I don't think he's in this anymore. Michkowski down low. We've only got 7 laps to go.
We got the duff to the inside of Hildinger.
There he goes, looking for the lead. Wayne Roberts down low on the apron. Hildinger stuck up high for this last few laps. These guys all running on fresh tires. Brandon Carl, though, fourth position, pit lap 97. This mother can do it. Joe Hildinger holding her up top, squeezing the Duff car down low. You got to do what you got to do. Duff car giving a good bit of space as we come up onto the stretch here. 77 to Brandon Carl looking to lug himself up here. He's got 10 lap fresher tires. Brandon Carl might actually do something with this. Who would have thunk it? Brandon Carl with the movement. He's currently up 3 positions. Looking at that podium, he's got it now. That's right, 5 to go. And Joa Antonio up in 4th position. 5th position, Mike Weber. Top 5, moving, shaking, looking around. We're going to keep our eye on it. Wayne Roberts currently in the lead. Joe Hildinger in 2nd. Again, Brandon Carl, though, with them freshies in that 77. Look at him go. He's up top, and we know Clymer ran this line strong, so it's possible to get the move here. We'll have to watch and see as we come out the turn. Carl's got that run. He's up top. He's got the speed. He's got the speed. He's stopped him to stay on the bank. He's got it. Can he drop into the draft of the Duff car? He does. He's got the pass on Hildinger. Carl up into 2nd position. Wayne Roberts in that 47, though, with the current half-second lead, dominating on the 107th lap with 110 on the docket for today. Brandon Carl in 2nd position now. Joe Hildinger following in 3rd. Mike Weber in 5th and 4th rather, with Joe Antonio dropping back to 5th. It's looking good for these last few laps. Mark Michkowski dip, duck, dodging, and diving to keep themselves ahead of these 2 cars. Clymer and David got tires, Blair. David got tires on lap 97, Blair. Where'd he come from? 7th position on the lead lap. He was the last car on the lead lap last time we looked. Look at that man go. Wayne Roberts up in 4th position.
He did something he never does usually.
David No Danger took tires. Blair is just absolute legend on this day. Wayne Roberts currently leading. Oh, yeah, but Carl's on the push as we cross that start-finish line. Lap 109. We've got 2 to go. That's right, Wayne Roberts.
Next time by.
White flag, you heard the man.
White flag next time.
Can Carl get it? Can he get it? Got it good. I'm going to take a quick look through the field. Do we got any mixing up?
The draft wake. He's got the draft wake of Roberts.
Keep an eye on him for me. We're looking through the field. The only thing I see is the 38 of Jeremy McLam making himself up on top of our man. Looks like that's the 17 of Jerry Watson there. Back up to our leaders as we don't want to miss it. This is the final lap. Here we go, boys. Wayne Roberts out front. Brandon Carl with 2/10 between the two. And we are on the white flag. Exactly. Here we go. Duffman, Ryle, Wayne Roberts holding it out top in the 47. Brandon Carl, 2/10 behind. I don't know if he can get it. We're going to have to see. 1/10 as we come in.
No.
No, he doesn't have the run. Oh, shit. He pushes him. He opts for the push, and he goes into the wall. It's going to keep him in second position. Wayne Roberts for first. Brandon Carl for second. Joe Hildinger rounding out your podium today at Kansas Speedway. Joe Hildinger again, third position. Wayne Roberts in first. Brandon Carl. GG, Wayne Roberts. Well done. Brandon Carl, goddamn, where'd you come from? Wayne Roberts, 9 positions up for that lead. Absolute mad lad. We're going to give it a moment. We're just going to give it a second here for everything to mix and move itself up. Yeah, that last bit, that was not what we were expecting. Not at all. We're going to follow Wayne Roberts here. Let him do some Duff Donuts, as they should be coming. What a race. Take a look at our standings now that everybody's had a chance to cross the line. We have ourselves Wayne Roberts in the 47 car, up 9 positions for the win. Absolute mad charge after that surprise mother effort. Yellow flag towards the end of the race. Brandon Carl up 5 positions for second, and Joe Hildinger rounding out your podium. What an absolute mad lad Joe did, leading most of that race, pushing real hard. It was great racing. Unfortunately, we watched a few guys fall back out of that thing, but I mean, unfortunate for them, fortunate for us, because that was an absolute great ending to a most excellent, nice and clean race. Running through our field now, once again, Wayne Roberts, GG for the lead, Brandon Carl in second, Joe Hildinger for third, Mike Weber for fourth, Joe Antonio rounding out the top 5. Mark Michkuski manages to hold on to 6th position after a hairy moment towards the end. Donald Warren up into 7th position, Dean Greer in 8th, and David Blair in 9th. Clymer, unfortunately, down to 10th. He's probably not happy about that. That last minute yellow probably really screwed his plans over. Brandon Skinner in 11th. Jeremy McLam for 12th. Andrew White for 13th. Nick Lloyd for 14th. Jerry Watson for 15th. Kenneth Estep in 16th position. Phil Scrutton for 17th. Mark Setkoyak for 18th. And Dylan Martins is our final driver of the day, in 19th position, number 29. Once again, GG Wayne Roberts. And holy hell, what a great race, eh, Josh?
Oh man, I would say those 10 laps were just dynamite. The amount of racing action, the passing, the tough truck finally found victory lane at the end of the day. This was definitely probably one of the best Kansas races I've probably seen in a long time. Woo! That was just one bang of a race, man.
Yeah, it was absolutely a great time to watch these guys, these leaders mixing it up towards the ends. Definitely did. We were trying to call it. We were talking about Joe and Mark and Clymer, and it ain't one of them that coming out on top. Ain't one of them in second. Joe manages to hold on to third, so at least he tried to live out our predictions. But damn, what a good finish on that one. Great to see. Where are we at next week? Darlington, right?
Darlington next Thursday. The track too tough to tame. The lady in black, the granddaddy of them all. One's got that quickie turn 4 where you get Darlington stripe. It's gonna be quite a challenge to some guys. They know they get around Darlington, but the trick is how to win there.
Alright, on. So we do have ourselves another race next week, like I said, at Darlington. Yes, indeed, Dennis. Congrats, Wayne Roberts on the win. Absolute great run. Mover Charger, great. Well done, sir. Andrew, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, you definitely had some issues, but we were watching for you. You were doing pretty good despite. We were enjoying watching you run. You were doing pretty good getting yourself back up after the early issues. Just about got yourself onto that lead lap there for a bit. Just about. But unfortunately not able to get it back. But still good run, buddy.
We do have an update in the point standings. Mark Miskowski, 240 points. Joe Hildinger, 235 points. David Clymer, 234 points. A 1 point difference between second and third. Brandon Carl in fourth, Wayne Roberts fifth, David Blair, Joe Antonio, Jim McLam, Brandon Skinner, Andrew White. And that's up 10 for point standings.
Thank you, Josh. Much appreciated. I've just had the replay on here, watching these last 10 laps once again. It's on to lap 105 there. You can see these guys just absolutely battling it out. It was excellent to watch. Just a fun time. Clean driving out of everybody, which was great to see. You gotta love when everybody's respecting each other out on track. You had some issues, but obviously not malicious. Just hard racing. Interesting tire management. Surprise pits. It was a good race.
Yep, a couple spinneroos. Some cars got sometimes loose out of turns 2 and 4. And man, the road did that phantom caution come from? Moment.
Yeah, we still don't know where that phantom caution came from. If you guys are interested in that, exclamation mark Discord should get you the link for that. If it doesn't, contact me directly, booth@simpit.com, and I'll make sure you guys have a link for it. But that should be able to type in exclamation mark Discord, get yourself in there, and you guys will be able to chat with the guys and see what they're chatting with about rather at the end of the races. And speaking of shout-outs for things, if I could remind you guys to check out the Patreon, patreon.com/thesimpit. We are doing a little bit of a push there. The Patreon is the one that keeps us going, keeps the wheels turning, keeps the power on for the pit crew. And she, of course, Shauner definitely appreciates it. I'm just here to help, you know.
It was a competition caution.
Competition caution, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was a late stage 2 caution. That's what it was.
Just want to watch here. Here's that last lap so you guys can watch it happen from a little bit farther back because we were watching the leaders. There's actually quite a bit of action going on back there. We had Joe Antonio, Mark Michkowski, and David Blair in a heck of a little battle there when they were running for the end positions here. David Blair up top and Michkowski down low trying to dodge his way past Antonio. Good looking race, good looking fun. Ohio, Andrew, rather, good luck in your off-road race, buddy, your RC race. Hopefully you enjoy it, but better luck than today, right? I'm knocking on wood for you. And there you go. That's the boys crossing the line. A little bit of action there that we had missed. I'm going to go ahead and sign off on that piece of equipment there and double check that we're good over here. There's your look in the booth with Booth. Quick moment again to say thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Josh, for coming to hang out and doing the co-broadcast with me. Hopefully we'll see you again next week. There you go. You heard it, so you guys can hold him to it. If he doesn't show up, you can burn him at the stake.
Hey! No, you have to get a torch to my medal. That's how it works.
Yeah, you're in the booth with special guest Joshua SteamKing Peterson. I told you I was going to F it up. I didn't F it up during the broadcast, though, the professional part, right? Now we're at the end. We're saying goodbye. I'm allowed to screw it up.
Yeah.
I told you I wouldn't once we were doing it like properly and stuff. It's once we start to wind up and once we wind down, I'm terrible. You guys would be glad you didn't hear us getting ready. It was a bit of a gong show because I'm an idiot. But hey, thank you guys again for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to set up a raid if you guys don't mind sticking around. Just hang on for a second. We like to pass the streams off to another community streamer, just, you know, somebody else that's streaming in the iRacing space, big or small. We'll take a look over on the other computer there in just a moment. But again, I wanted to switch over to this so you can see the booth in the booth. Get a big old hello and thank you and a goodbye in this case. My apologies. Backwards, like I said. We're winding it down. Things always get screwy. But I appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you guys for coming to hang out. And if you're watching on the YouTube lands, smash on the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all the shares, all that good stuff. If you're watching on Twitch, thank you guys very much. Again, patreon.com/thesimpit if you guys are interested in supporting what we're doing. And from me, Sean, Amir, and Dave, and Josh on this night as our guest as well, we thank you guys very much. This is the Simpit, and we will see you on the track.
Where you submit, we